We'll just make another live here. So we'll go over what I went into Canby PD today for. They asked for ID, so I brought in this. It didn't matter. They're going to get your ID regardless. But this has my name and date of birth. I think that they thought that was pretty cute. You should kind of see a look on evidence tech's face. But anyways, this is the receipt of property. I do have a previous video from 2 years ago. But anyways, the question came down to, they gave me 3 cell phones, and then they still have one more at PD. So they lied. They have 4 cell phones altogether. But today we went ahead and we got our request for release of property. And then she wanted me to sign this before she even handed any of my property over. Nope. I waited until I got it out. But yeah, I went ahead and put in public records request, since they said 2 years ago when I was arrested that I did not, or that Canby PD doesn't have body cameras, and yes, they do. And so the fact that they didn't release the body camera of my initial arrest on November 3rd, and they didn't release any of them swatting my house and my arrest, going to jail and all that, that would be hiding evidence. They had to produce that. They didn't even produce that in the discovery. The only discovery videos we got was them when they came, was it February 22nd, 2024, and arrested me, and they still didn't bring everything. They got them out there for were we out there for 2 hours, and they were out there playing with their drones and stuff. They're just having fun. But anyways, I went ahead and I requested the body cameras of Miller, my arresting officer, and the other officers involved in my pullover and arrest. I forgot to put the date, but it's also down here. It's the same incident. I need the cameras of Miller for my entire pullover and to my dropping off at jail. I was arrested for resisting arrest, released without charges the next day. So I was in there for 22 hours, and they released me before my arraignment because there was no charges. Also, I asked them for a list of all officers on shift of my first arrest, November 3rd, during the day and into the morning of 11/4, coming up here, because they deleted my SD card inside of my truck, which they had no access or warrant for my truck. But when I was sitting in the cop car, one of the cops turned around. I saw him. I heard him. He's like, "Hey, this guy has car cameras." And I just figured, hey, they can't go to my house. My dogs can't open the door, but it's even in the discovery in writing that, yep, we used your own keys and entered your house. So I'm asking for all the videos of the police entering my house on November 3rd, as soon as I was arrested around 2:40 on my way to work. And then I wrote down here, which I'll probably never see it, I need to know who ordered who to delete my truck camera SD card around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, because I have footage on that SD card. I'm sure we could unencrypt it maybe if I get the right person in the software to do it. But I do have footage of when they slammed the door and ran off sideways. You couldn't tell because they were hiding and creeping. I have a camera facing front and rear at the time. But I do have footage at like 2:30 or 3:30 in the morning. I don't remember which time it is. I don't want to plug that SD card back in. But that was while I was in jail. And then I just went ahead to be, hey, I'm checking on you. I need all the Canby staff payroll and the disciplinary and training records for Miller, my arresting officer. And date and signed. It's received by, but it was already there. Carrie Eunice has her name on it. Actually, I handed this to the clerk. She was super chill. She's always cool every time you go in there. Here's another thing. I called Carrie Eunice, the evidence tech, 2 weeks ago of Monday. It took her 2 weeks to call me back just so I could get my property. And then in the middle of it too, I was thinking about it, if you're going to delete my phone, that's fine. But if my other party has the same stuff that was on my phone and deleted, they need to delete her phone as well. I went to jail for that. So, and it was, us making private videos. And you can also look it up on KGW8, specific person suing Verizon Wireless. It went a little deeper. It was also a couple, and that's all public. It's on record. Just go to KGW8 and then look up suing Verizon Wireless and Canby. Just check that story out. I'm not going to post it. You can go look that up yourself. But she did this exact same thing in 2018. It ended up, I don't know what happened with the Verizon thing, but she went after her ex, the same guy that's on that story, and they buried this thing in the court system somewhere because my PI, it took him a good bit to look this information. I was like, are you serious? She did the exact same thing back in 2018. But I took a plea deal. It was a safer bet than, here's doggies. It was a safer bet than losing at trial and going to prison for 5 years. So yeah, I copped out. My lawyer wasn't confident, but again, we didn't have all the discovery, and I need to get with my lawyer and get all the discovery. There's some pretty funny stuff in there too. They've got an entire page written out of my scary stickers that I got from DirectD, about, and it's a whole page of just a description of stickers. Like, this guy goes nuts about these stickers, and they're anti-cop stickers, anti-qualified immunity stickers. It's hilarious. I just want to read it out loud, but I gotta get the discovery from the lawyer, and then maybe I'll post up some videos of all the cops sitting out in front of my house from 10 p.m. till midnight. Also, that night they deleted my Blink cameras. Maybe it's still on the cloud. I don't really care. But so this is kind of the fruition and the ending of it. I'm on felony probation for 3 years. I got to be a good boy. Sobriety and all that. Doing fine with everything. But that's just a little update. That was today's round of applause for me, getting some of my stuff back and just finding more stuff. It's like, these people they got nothing better to do than just screw you, At least if you could have saved my phones, that'd be fine. I could use them for a camera or something. But anyway, so we'll be getting a hold of this guy, Jeffrey Johnson. And I could have perjured the crap out of this guy if I got him on the stand, because there's a ton of stuff in there. I'll go through it, put up some videos when I get my discovery from the lawyer. So anyways, I'm home. I'm happy. We're gonna post the house for rent, and I'm already going to another county to serve out my probation and longevity of my life with other family. Wieners. Hi, girls. So thanks for hanging in there. We'll try to get some more information out to you guys. I know it's been hit and miss. Pretty much nothing on my side. I used to live on social media. I can't get on there anymore. I'm allowed to, but I just like to put everything out there. But it's just smarter if I don't. And I've really enclosed my circle. I perceive everything as a threat, and I'm kind of paranoid. So, doing okay. So, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for joining in. I'll post up some more when I can. I finally got my laptop back, because the laptop I've had either needs more RAM or memory. It's just slow and sucks. But, all right. Later, cat kids.